Hello guys, today I got the ZP1002 and this I got offline. Like I was looking at online, but I haven't got a good offer, and also the delivery dates were too long. I just needed it for the long weekend that we had. I got it for around 400 dirhams, so that's AED, and it's about 120 30 USD. So let's look at the features here. So it's got a 2.4 gigahertz remote and a high speed of 15 kilometer per hour, but we are looking at a crawler, so that doesn't matter. And we got proportional speed and steering. That's good for a crawler. Yeah, and we got the suspension system, which is good, but it's a bit stiff. It's got four-wheel drive. It's a 110 scale, but it's not exactly 110. It's a bit smaller than that, and it is an RTR, so ready to run. And it got even the batteries included for the remote, so that's a good one. And it's splash proof. It's not waterproof. It's just splash proof, so you have to be careful with water. And I thought of two options, like the M99S and this one. Frankly, I chose this because of the design. It looks good, and it looks similar to the Traxxas TRX4. Let's open it up and see what are all the contents. First up, we've got the instruction manual. Next, we have the remote, which from the store. Since I bought it from the store, I had to check how it works. So they put some batteries in it, and we ran it a few times to make sure. And next, we got the content box. Let's open it up and see what's in there. So we got the charger, then we've got the batteries that comes with the packaging. It's got the pins to hold the body together if you miss some, and also to make add-ons, to add add-ons to the build. We've got the batteries, which usually we don't get from RTR builds, but here we have those as well, which is an added bonus. And let's look at the car. We don't have anything else. Let's look at the car. Here it is, the ZP1002. Not sure what's different from the ZP1001, but it looks good. I chose this color instead of the rainforest kind of thing, to in the future add the stickers or decals to the car. It looks good actually, and I don't regret buying this over the M99S. Like from the looks of it, and also it's super customizable. And frankly, here we don't hear about the M99S, and getting the spares is important, to upgrade and other stuff. And this one is super customizable, and spare parts and other stuff are readily available here. So that's one thing you have to look into as well. You can buy online from anywhere, but getting your items delivered takes time. So having it from the store is good. The front is not openable like the M99S, but it's okay. So let's see how it is. We got nothing else inside the box, so now let's look at the manual. what it says. So it's got detailed instructions before the run and also all the components involved, the troubleshooting, all the minute details on the car, so that you don't have to worry about what type of parts you need. So that's there. Let's keep it aside. Let's look at the car. Now let's open it up and see what's inside. The pins are a bit tight, since it's new, and get used to it. Let's open it up. We got the wires connecting to the headlight and the tail lights, so I have to disconnect them. Oh, that has disconnected itself. So let's remove the other wire and see what's inside. It's a bit difficult to remove. Let's remove and see. The rig is heavy. I've got the motor here and the battery. And, we have the charger cable, which is not that long, so you have to disconnect and charge it. We got the T connector for the battery and the headlight and tail lights, and there are weights added to it based on the factory setting. So depending on the other weights, they've added different weights for front and back. So it's heavy, and it's good for a crawler, and they've stuck it like it's not removable easily. We have the shocks here, so it's a bit stiff if you ask me, and there is no articulation here, so we have to do some modifications. I will do a video about it later. I've seen some modifications that can be done here, or you can go ahead for an oil shock if you don't like it that way. And frankly, it's got everything here, and it's got the heat sink as well for the motor. So let's go to the tire. It's a nice rig. Okay, let's connect it back and see how it runs. We have got to connect the head and tail lights. That was a bit of a hassle, so let's do it. Okay, that's fitted in place. The thing is, you have to do it all the time to remove the batteries and charge it and to connect it back. And it's not like in the M99S, so that you can just open up the trunk and do that. But here you have to remove the body and do. And frankly, we're not going to do in between during the runs, so we just have to do it as we get home. Let's look at the drivetrain. Those are in plastic, but it's heavy plastic. You will not get broken. We have the tail lights. The headlights blink when you don't connect the remote, and when it is synced up, it just shines bright. Let's connect it and see how it goes. We've got the remote, and it got the on-off switch. We've got the throttle trim and the steering trim side by side. The throttle trim, you can set it up on a flat surface, and the steering trim to adjust the steering, and we got the steering reverse and also the steering control. So it's pretty fast considering for a crawler. And we have the steering. It's good, but this is the reverse steering, so if you want to modify it based on your requirement, you can do it. But the steering angle and steering radius is very less, so we just have to do some modifications, which I'll do it in another video. Now let's see the throttle trim. So you see, if you adjust that, the car moves forward and back based on how the throttle is. You can just use it for additional purposes, like you can set it up and just the car will run, and you can just follow on. And there is the steering trim. If the steering is not straight, you can adjust this to make it straight, so you will have a straight steering. Now let's take it out for a run. The car looks awesome, super upgradable, it's got good lights. Let's take it out. So you can see the car got some speed. It's a bit bouncy, but the speed is enough for a crawler. The control is a bit off, like you have to get used to it, and it's okay. Let's try the control on going down the slope. It's got good control. You can stop in between with giving some throttle. It goes down. Let's see uphill. This is a good place to test it. It's got a steep hill climb, stones on it. Let's see how it performs. Let's start from here, and it climbs with ease. Actually, a bit bouncy, but still it climbs with ease. Stop in between. It doesn't roll back. Yeah, it's done it. Last minute adjustment. Yeah, it has done it. I love this car actually. I don't regret buying this, and it's a nice car for the price. Like for 400 dirhams, you can get this car. It's super upgradable. It is not that bouncy compared to the M99S, but it is still a little bouncy. I will do some upgrades, some free mods, and which I've seen from this model. So I'll do another video on comparing this to a toy car which my son has. So that's also got a 4-wheel drive. So let's see how it performs compared to that, and I'll do another video on the upgrades that I've done and how it behaves after that. So let's see how it goes. I like the car, and the birds love the car, it seems. Hope you liked the video. Hit the like and subscribe button, and if you have any doubts regarding this, put it on the comment section. See you on the next video.